Assuming I have a kid, 20 years old, and he has $150,000 to invest in Berkshire Hathaway, and he won't need the money until 5 years later, gradually. Would you recommend to buy A share or B share or the combination?
If you decide to buy Berkshire, I don't think it really makes much difference whether you buy A or B. But we don't make any recommendations about whether people buy or sell Berkshire. We never have, and that's a game we don't want to get into. In terms of overvalue, the question of whether the market's overvalued generally, it's simply as we said last year here in the annual report. It's not, the general market is not overvalued if two conditions are met, which is, in our view, which is that interest rates remain at or near present levels or go lower, and that corporate profitability in the U.S. stay at the present or close to the present levels, which are virtually unprecedented. Now, those are a couple of big ifs, as we pointed out. A lot of the stories that came out after the annual report would emphasize one aspect or another, but it's simply, and they say, what does he mean by that? Well, it means exactly what I say. If the two conditions are met, I think it's not overvalued, and if either of the conditions is breached in an important way, I think it will turn out to be overvalued, and I don't know the answer, which is why I put it in the form that I did. It's very tough at any given time to look forward and know what level of valuation is justified. You do know when certain dangerous things appear, and certainly if you're predicating your answer that stocks are okay at these prices, you have, if you come to that conclusion, you have to also come to the conclusion that, in our view, that corporate earnings at present levels are likely to be maintained, and that's a conclusion you would have to come to. I don't think it's obvious that that's the case.
You say that companies should only spend $1 on capital expenditures if it will create more than $1 of market value. I'm wondering, how do you determine that